Hi everyone, welcome to Reviewia Talks. So today we are going to talk about coaching. Why having a coach can make a world of difference to you as a professional. Now, the fundamental question that a lot of people would have: why do I need a coach? Now, I've done my education. I'm a professional now. How would the coach help me? So let's take a step back and ask ourselves this question: whatever education we have done, engineering, MBA, commerce, science, and whatever you are doing as a professional today, how much of your so-called education you are using in your profession? I think for most of us, the answer would be nil or very close to nil, which means what? That our education system does not prepare us sufficiently to be effective as professionals. And just imagine we study for 15, 18 years and we have a career, if you work till 60, which spans almost 40 years. And generally, we are talking about our undergraduation or post graduation courses as the possibly most relevant courses which will help us as a professional. So, 5 years, 6 years of so called education, and we think that is going to be sufficient for 40 years of profession, which is quite impractical, right? Especially in this environment where things change so quickly. Hence, we need to figure out ways to stay relevant in our behavior, stay relevant in our performance. How do we do that? Now, most of us think that people who are exceptional achievers, they have some inborn talent and they are at a very high level of discipline and intelligence. And that's the reason they are where they are. While the fact is, most of them might be of intelligence levels equal to an average or a slightly above average human being. However, they have certain practices in their lives. Okay, they have certain structures that they've employed in their lives, which helps them to continuously improve and evolve. And one such structure is that of a coach. Now, just imagine, take the example of any sports person. Whoever is the best sports person in that field would have a coach. Now, why do you think that person needs a coach? He or she is already the best, right? Because if you're looking to yourself as a top performer, as somebody who wants to perform at peak levels, no matter who you are, you don't have a 360-degree view of yourself. Okay, you might be the best, but you still might have scope to do better. And if you don't, somebody else over a period of time would do better than you. That's why a coach is important. All right. And we are not just talking about professional coaches, we're talking about coaches that you can leverage across various aspects of life. Now, there are relationship coaches. Now, let's ask ourselves this question: where do we get trained to be effective in our relationships? Nowhere. Okay. Now, there are financial coaches, there are business coaches, there are health coaches, there are emotional wellness coaches as well. And if you allow yourself to be coached, which is not everybody's cup of tea. It is difficult because most people don't want to be pointed out things that they are not doing well, right? But if you do make that transition as a person who's open to feedback, who's open to be coached, who is open to being objective that you're not perfect, then you can make significant progress in your area of interest, whichever area it is. So one needs to drop their ego. Coaching can be effective only when you drop your ego and you don't compare yourself with your coach. Because understand that you might be the best in your business, in your field. Your coach need not be better than you or equal to you, because the coach's role and your role is very different. Coach is a coach and you are a player. All right. So don't try to compare, yourself with the coach. That will only, kind of derail the whole objective of having an effective structure with yourself. The other thing is that if you really want to stay relevant for a long period of time, and I'm talking about every aspect of your life, things are changing so fast. How do you stay abreast? Because there's this tendency to resist change that we inherently have as individuals. Somebody needs to ongoingly challenge that, and we are not very good at challenging ourselves generally. So it is a good idea to have some kind of professional structure which ongoingly keeps challenging you. How you can you know double up in terms of the effectiveness of your progress is if you also inculcate certain additional practices apart from engaging with an effective coach. So you can, kind of consume information nowadays very, very easily. You want to attend a class from the Stanford University, you go on YouTube and you will find a finance lesson on any of these, media platforms. So information is extremely easily accessible today. So once you create a discipline to consume relevant information from the internet, which is relevant to your profession, relevant to your area of interest, and you also engage a coach to kind of ensure that whatever knowledge you're consuming, there is a structure to ensure that you're putting it into action, because just knowing something won't make a difference till the time you don't actually act on it. All right, that's how you can alter your behavior. And once you can alter your behavior, you will alter your results, right? And that's the common theme. You dig deep into anybody's life who has been an achiever, you would see that the person has been, an eternal student. The person has been creating structures to ongoingly learn things, ongoingly get challenged. So it is in your best interest. If you are here for the long haul, you want to be relevant even, after 35, 40 years of your professional career, please think seriously about having a structure where people can tell you, people can coach you, because no matter who you are, 10 years, 15 years down the line, you will see that your performance is going down if you are not having a learning attitude. Okay. So those are my suggestions in today's talk, and I hope it was useful to you. And I sincerely hope that some of you after this talk would consider, engaging with some kind of a coach in whichever area is relevant to you. Need not be only profession. As I said, if health is an area where you're struggling, engage with a health coach. If relationship is an area where you're struggling and you've been trying to make things work in a particular relationship and it hasn't worked, engage a coach. See, maybe the coach can bring in a new perspective. If it's a problem which you have been not able to solve for a long time, maybe there is a new perspective which is required and you don't have that. So see if an external intervention can help you. Chances are that you will not regret it. All right. Thank you so much for listening in. I hope it was useful.